We're gonna make sure that everything is flat and beautiful. There you go, that's better. And we're gonna mark it. I mark on top of the tape. Whatever you're marking, be consistent, because the final exam does, I'm gonna tell you to pin your bodice, your skirt, your sleeve all together on the dress form for me to see. So everything needs to hit the waistband, the princess seam, wherever you're marking needs to hit correctly, because that's the whole point. So, and that's why I'm also torturing you a little bit with that. Just a little bit. And then armhole. I'm just doing the same thing. Anytime that I have like an intersection, I make a little cross to make sure this is just to make sure that this is the main section that I'm trying to. So the armhole, the sizing, my dart, there you go. Just make sure that this way I know where that is. It bottom, I use bottom of the tape. Going back to what we said, whatever you decide, you guys, to do, that's what we're doing. Cross, cross. And don't forget to always mark your apex, always, because now we're gonna be draping to the apex. That's one. This is one. This is the other. Same thing. I don't know whichever you guys you want to do, so I decided to do two today, and let you choose which one you want to suffer with. So we're gonna do the same thing. Armhole, armhole. Just remember, I've noticed some of you don't not marking your darts correctly. Make sure to mark where your top of the tape really clearly. Where's those very important points, like your side seam in your armhole, your side seam in your waist, your shoulder seam or your neck, because those are gonna be always gonna be factors. So here, I'm just gonna mark lightly, and then, and I know it's a really big dart for a lot of you, but we're only pivoting the whole axis to one dart. So yeah, it should be around 2 inches fold. It's gonna be really big, okay? And then same thing. Same thing. Apex is our friend today. That's where most of our darts are going. That's where we're truing to. Okay? Okay. Now we're gonna true it. Okay, dokes. So then let's start with this one. This one's pretty straightforward. Why do we true it? I feel like we true it and we drape on top of it to make sure all our lines match. I think we did this last week. We're getting used to the idea that everything needs to be very accurate, right? That's one way to make it accurate. And this is why. And now we're gonna true it. Hold on a second. We're gonna use my pencil. Okay, basically, same thing here. Like always, we're only gonna go 1/4 of an inch out, straight from the center front. And we're gonna round it off using a French curve. You can only use French curves for the neckline to the armhole. Do not use a hip curve on your neckline. It's not gonna fit and it's not gonna be good. Now we go from here to here. Oh, I made a mistake, sorry. Got a little too happy there. Ta-da. Now, before I true the armhole, let's close the dart. And everything, so everything, remember when we do closures, it goes to the back. For the bust dart, everything's gonna go down. Why? You do not want bulkiness poking out of your bust. It just looks weird. So what we're gonna do, same principle. We're gonna bring this over. And we're gonna close it first. And it's gonna face down. We're just gonna take a ruler and connect the sizing, the waist sizing to the waist underarm. And it just needs to connect as best as possible, that's all. Sometimes it just needs to be a perfect straight line. There you go. Now I can take this, knowing where this is at now, is my armhole. This is my underarm, and that's my armhole. So same thing, I went 1/4 of an inch out, make it straight, match most of my lines. Sometimes you might have to use 2 different sections of the ruler, which I am right now, to make sure that it has the best curve. I think this is it. Ta-da. Now with this one, can I get a hip curve, please? Thank you, Eve. So same thing here. Do a 1/4 of an inch out. And then with my hip curve, I can do the waist. Because it's a very slight curve, guys. Very, very, very slight. Remember, you only trim from that 1/4 of an inch straight line because we don't want folded, we don't want peak edges at the end. Ta-da. Now this is what we're gonna do. This is 1 inch. Half an inch. Half an inch. So I made a mistake last week. I noticed this is supposed to be 1 inch on your shoulder seam. Sorry. It's not half an inch, but that was my fault. Okay, half an inch on your neckline. And we're gonna cut it. This is a lot more straightforward now. Oh, actually, I made a mistake. This is not, I'm not supposed to fold that because I just realized that I had a dart, right? So hold on, that was a tiny dart though. So we're gonna go back to that again. I forgot I needed to make sure to close this. That's a tiny dart. Believe it or not, my lines match though, so we're good. Yay. Okay, now we're gonna cut it. And remember, you cut it folded. This way you get the best dart situation. Because you don't want to do the more work. Perfect. Now this is folded. I marked my apex. This is how it should look like. It looks like a lot of excess, right? So this is what we're gonna do. From here, from this apex, we're gonna go to the middle of our dart, which we already know. And we're gonna draw a straight, line. And from here, we're gonna go 1 inch. The same principle applies. We're not gonna go all the way to the apex. And that's where our dart is. And we just, ta-da, that's our dart. So from the apex is 1 inch? Mm-hmm. Just because the same thing, we don't want this to poke out. Same principle. Same thing. Now we're gonna, this is the middle of my, this is my dart. The middle of my dart is here. I'm gonna draw a line through the middle, through the apex. Same thing, we're gonna go 1 inch down from the apex, which we are, and then we're gonna draw. Oh no. Sorry. So then, same thing. It's a tiny, tiny dart, but that's okay. I'm just gonna pin it really quickly, and then you'll finish the rest. Like make the neckline prettier and stuff. So this way we can just look at it really quick. How it should look like in the dress form. And remember, everything goes down. You're only pinning to the lines of your dart. You're not pinning more than that. I know it's really tiny, but we're trying to make sure that it fits correctly. Of course, you're gonna cut this and make it pretty. You see that? That's how it should be. You see that already? It fits pretty well. Ow. Next one. I'm gonna do this one. And this one's gonna be the same thing. We already marked it. And at this point, I'm just gonna show you how to do the dart. That's all. Because it's only one dart this time. It's a lot straightforward. We have, you see how big that dart is? Same thing, we're gonna take it. And remember, your dart should not be all the way to your waist. It should be at least 1.5 inches to 2 inches from your waist up, okay? So you're gonna do this, you're gonna connect it. Same thing as before. That's how beautiful it should look. From here to you're gonna draw a straight line. It's okay if it's not matching 100%. It just needs to do a straight line. And make sure it's like folded correctly. This is gonna be 1 inch seam allowance, right? And then we're gonna cut it. And then we're gonna open it. That's a really big dart. It's because we put all the excess in one dart, that's why. So then we're gonna take this, same thing. We're gonna find the middle of the dart, which is right here. We already have it right here. Gonna make it. It's only 1 inch from the apex again. And we're gonna draw from that line to the sides of our darts. I don't think you can see it. Hold on a second. And then same thing, we're gonna make sure that this is facing down. Okay, and so whichever you guys want to do, be my guest. And we're gonna just put it on the dress form really quick so you guys can see the shape of what it should look like. Okay, perfect. You see that? You see it's going down. Okay? So that's it. That's for chewing, okay?